I've been debating whether to do this video or not. I am thinking of taking a break from content creation in general, just all content. Um, I take the healing journey incredibly seriously. I do take I hold a lot on my shoulders, and I do recognize, there's a responsibility to be a positive role model. So that means be positive the majority of the time. So when you feel heavy, you feel low, it's like I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I share it. But I do know that if someone feels low, or like, I wouldn't want to push someone over the edge. So I'm always um, sort of calculating whether to say this or whether to say that, because I know, either it can be taken the wrong way or it can push someone the wrong direction. But in my life, it's so heavy, it's ridiculous. At every level, I'm just like, nothing seems to work. And it's just so demoralizing. And it's something I think about a lot. Now, I'm not saying everybody doesn't suffer the same, because I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm going to say is intelligent people overthink like crazy. And it's a real heavy burden. It really is, because it's like what inevitably happens is, um, so most people just, they go through life unaware of anything really. They just do what they want, and they have all these different experiences. A lot of it's low vibrations, so it's stuff they might regret later, or they get taken advantage of. It's all like negative things attached to it, but it's still experiences. When you're intelligent, for the most part, you hold yourself accountable. So you don't allow yourself to go through all those, because you know the outcomes already, but you miss out on parts of life. Um, and then eventually, inevitably, you're just calculating all the time. So it's like, that's not good for you. That's not good for you. That's this. Best do this. So it's all these things. And then when it comes down to it, it's like, what's the point of anything? In the end, that's where you get to. Now, I understand the point of life is to evolve our soul. So it's to literally take on every circumstance, transmute what happens, whatever it is, and find the meaning to it, and then move on to the next stage, which is all well and good. But once you've evolved beyond it, there's this lull, heavy lull period. Because the thing is, like, people might think, well, do something about it. And there's this attitude a lot of the time with people. It's always like, oh, if it's that much of a problem, do something about it. There's certain aspects of life that you literally have no control over, and it doesn't matter what you want to do about it. For instance, when it comes to love and romance, you can't force people to be attracted to you. You can't force relationships. And if you try and force it, you're going to go with someone who you're not attracted to, just because you're terrified of being alone, or you're fed up with something. That's not how that works. So when it comes to love, you can't do anything about it. You cannot force love. That's one of the things you can't do. Likewise, you might say, I'm frustrated in career, like heavily frustrated. Do something about it. Well, I can't, because I keep doing a million videos, and it doesn't matter what I do. I write my books. It doesn't matter. I can't do anything right. If we just look here, for instance, I've done hundreds of videos. It says on the top here, at the top of my YouTube channel. Now, not all this video content, it varies, but for the most part, there's 506 videos. So I'd say there's at least 400 personal growth, healing, spiritual, whatever videos on my channel. That's a lot of video content. So, you do more. What more can you do? Like, what more? Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, when you look at your life, it's like, these are things outside of my control. I have no control over it. So it literally gets heavy. I recognize time's passing by all the time. Okay, maybe there's a beautiful moment in the future, but that's not now. So at the moment, it's like, I just feel like life's passing by, and I'm just stuck in this whirlwind of chaos. And it's like, there's no way out of it. If your finances are tight, what can you do about it? For the most part, obviously, doing anything that you actually great at, something that you actually have an aptitude for, doesn't make you a penny. So that's beautiful to know, isn't it? That, okay, I can do this. I'm good at that, and I'm good at that. In the right opportunity, I'd thrive like crazy. I could be an expert at what I do, and I have no doubt about that. But for some reason, I can't get anywhere. So how am I going to make money? Oh, I'm going to make money in a way most people make money, and that's by making myself absolutely miserable. Oh, that's a good trade-off. So that's great to know in life, that we all have to just be miserable to have something tangible, to just give yourself an opportunity. So then this is where the intelligence, where I just overthink the living shit out of everything. Ultimately, it just comes down to it, and it's like, what's the point of all the shit I do? If the right people saw it and it helped change their life, of course, that's motivation for me, and I see the impact I'm having. Can't force people to watch. I don't like. What can you do? Like for instance, I mean, it's like middle of the night now, so like 1 a.m. I don't sleep at all lately. I'm just barely getting sleep. I just like having my patterns all over the place. To be totally honest, there's an incredible level of frustration that I don't know if really comes across in general, but it's like it seeps at me all the time. Like I talk about this next book and the chapters I've done so far. Now, I don't try to talk myself up because inevitably, if you do anyway, someone's going to pull you on it. When, like, for instance, I could say the book's great and it can get released, and then people just pick it apart because now you've set the standard high. So I know that. But in fact, I do think it's pretty great. So I will set the standard high, and then people can judge it. And I think they'll realize that it is pretty great. You can pick apart anything, but deep down, they would know. All right, you might find a problem with this and that, but overall, that's pretty good. I know arrogance. We talk about it all the time. It's not arrogance. I'm just good at what I do, and I know I am. There's no point me sitting there going, "It's crap," and I know it's good. But even I'm not. I'm not even. I don't even know if this book's going to release. That's how I feel at the moment. I don't care. Like these chapters are great, but I've read them. I don't even care at this moment in time. I don't even care if anyone reads it. I genuinely couldn't give a crap. It's like I've read it. It's great. Okay, I've read it. Obviously, it's only the chapters I've actually edited and finished, but it's like, so like I'm always challenging the universe, do something because I'm fed up, mate. So like literally, I've even today, like I just wanted to sleep to the end of life. That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go to bed and sleep. I had a little nap, but got fed up. I just thought this is a joke, mate. I can't even freaking find peace in sleep. What are we doing? Like that's where I'm up to. It's like I'm so fed up. It's unreal. Um, So I'm probably not even. I could have worked on the book and I could have got some more chapters done, and this thing could release by the end of by like when I say June and that. There's a huge side of me that doesn't care. Like it's not through lack of effort. It's through lack of motivation. Because it's like when you overthink, you analyze everything. So ultimately, if what I do isn't going to give me a breakthrough, like it's not fair. And I'm all about justice. So when something isn't justice, so when something's not fair, it bothers me more than the average person. The average person can just make peace with certain things. With me, it's the one thing that bothers me more than anything. Like I can cope with a lot of other things, but that level of unfairness, it's freaking ridiculous because it doesn't make sense. Things are supposed to balance. If you do the right things, and by extension, things should be right. You can't be like you always do the right things, or you do the best if you can, or for the highest good. And a lot of time it's sacrifice for others, and you're still struggling down here. What's the point of this shit? If it's the low, I don't want to be horrible here, but you only have to go on social media and have a little look for yourself. You see the people who are degenerates, the ones that have no morals, the ones that don't even value you are the ones that are going to reap rewards. They're the ones that get the support. They're the ones that get all the freaking everything they want, and they're like the cretins of society. So the balance isn't right. Those that actually try to do good are stuck at the bottom, and then those that are just cretins, they're just horrible people. They have everything. So it's like, well, what's the point for all of us? We might as well just pack in and give up. And that's where I was at today. Because if it comes down to it where it's not successful, oh, at times 111 now. But if it's reaching the point where it can't be successful, and then obviously the thing that comes full circle then is, well, you should be doing it for you. Okay. So, and that's logical. Like, you should be doing things first and foremost, we should be doing things for ourselves. And then by extension, all the other things. But if you're asking me about myself, I don't need another book. If we're talking about like ourselves, I have books. I don't need to kick my ass to add more. So it's like, this isn't, I know when we talk about legacy, it's like legacy for who though? If it's legacy for me, I don't care. If it's legacy for others where it'll help them in the future, then great. But I kind of need to see some sort of like growth here. This is just pointless otherwise. I've got six, I keep saying it, it's 4 books there, but 6. If we just scroll down, I'll just show. So anyway, today I was working on my website briefly. I just want to update it a little bit, I designed all the website. It's not the best. You could improve, but again, I'm losing interest in a lot of shit. It's a miracle I managed to do that. It's a miracle I managed to motivate myself. I kid you not. I've been playing a game all day. And I was like, you know what? Because I usually think it's a waste of life if you put too much time into things like that. It's like, I end up getting annoyed with myself, like you should be achieving more. Now, I'm like, my achievement's finishing this game. I couldn't give a crap. As long as I finish this game, that's a victory, and I get some trophies in the game. At least there's some reward. That's how bad. Really, I kid you not. So recently, I've sold. I don't want to go too far on a tangent here, but like, I don't always make the best decisions financially. So I've had Xbox Series X. I've had PS5. I think I've had about two or three PS5s. I think I had two, and I've sold them because inevitably I get fed up because I've got my gaming laptop and stuff. But in the summer, I can't sit at the computer too much because the room gets too hot, so I have to sit in the living room. So I need something to play there. Anyway, so I've gone down the leasing route because my finances are terrible. I can't afford to buy a console. It's just ridiculous, you know. Um, so I'm leasing one, and it's a 2-year lease. And then at the end of that, you either buy it, you can extend the lease, or you can swap it for something. It's annoying, but I've got to rebuild my credit anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do that. So anyway, I've just got a PS5 again, which is great because I already had a load of games digitally. I just download them all again. I've got loads, so it's a bit of a waste selling it in the first place. So in hindsight, shouldn't have sold it, should have kept it, wouldn't be in this situation. Hello. Anyway, so I've got that, and I'm just starting to load up some of the games. There's one called Days Gone, where it's like a bit like Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, it's incredible. You're just driving around on a motorbike, and you're taking out hordes of like zombie things. And there's a whole story to it. I think it's incredible. And I just lost the whole day to that shit. I played it for a good few hours, turned it off, got depressed, got fed up with life, wanted to sleep my way through life. Um, and then later in the evening, I just put it back on again and play till midnight. Nah, forget it. It's like, this is shit. That's what I'm doing now. Forget all the other crap. At the moment, that's what I'm up to. Um, yeah, as long as I finish that, I'll be quite happy. But yeah, there was a thing come up, and I can't remember what it was now. It's like your happiest something. I can't remember. I heard something. I don't know if it was an advert or something, but I just laughed, and it said your happiest moment. I said, and it was talking about something in general. I just thought my happiest moments when I freaking ain't here anymore because this is a freaking nightmare. This life. It hasn't been fun. It's not. I mean, I see the way through a lot of things and I can help people through their lives, but it doesn't change mine. So the work I do, the videos, the books, I'm hoping it helps people when they need it, you know. But within my own life, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. People always let me down. Connections always end. And it's like, I get it, you know. Like I said, I don't do low vibrational things, so I'm just chilling. I'm not hurting anyone, you know. I'm just doing my own shit. I just don't want to keep sharing everything all the time anymore. I'm like sharing this video, but I don't know how much more content I'm going to create, and I'm not going to share my day to day. So people have to just guess what I'm up to. You know what I mean? The law of assumption, whatever. It's like probably wrong. You know, people might think for a period that because I'm like isolating, they might think for the next few months he's isolating. How do you know? I might be going on days out. I might enjoy myself. Who knows what the hell I'm doing? But it's not always going to be documented. But at the moment, yeah, you can guarantee your ass I'm finishing this game, and I've got a good few others as well. And I always think like sometimes gaming's a bit bad; it can ruin relationships and shit. But I'm thinking, what relationship? What relationship? I give up. Genuinely, I'm at a loss at the moment. You know, it's like I felt positive the other day because I felt like everything was working out so well. I knew the content was great. I've even watched the videos back, and I love that video. Love that video. That's going to help so many people. If people just actually get attention span and can watch it. 6 views, and I'm like, I just really give up. I just think people put half the effort in, the content's crap, and it's like they get thousands, millions of views. I'm not trying to be rude there, but there's just a lot of people, man. They're just unoriginal, and it's just sad. That's why I left. That's why I left social media. It's just absolute crap for the most part. You know, some of it's good, but a lot of the time it's just people mimicking other people. Everybody's just trying to get clout. No originality anywhere. And there's no morals or values to anything. I just thought, "Nah, I can't keep giving people like windows into life. You know, it should be private. I think. Um, yeah, I'm just actually fed up because when you think about like life, you think about like relationships. You see other people have relationships, even if it's just on the telly. I know it's only on the telly, but you still see people. It makes your heart sink. You know, because it's like that's what you want in life, and it's like okay, I have higher value. I've done an awful lot of healing, so maybe people can't handle me because of they're varying vibrations. So maybe the vibration's rare, you're high frequency. But it's like, I get that. Okay. You're not for everyone. It makes you rare. Like you're becoming rare and you're looking for someone rare. But it'd be nice if the universe could like maybe match two rare people together. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? You know, like, okay, I get it. It's hard, but it shouldn't be impossible. And it shouldn't be this long. I've been single for 8 years. That's a long time, you know, and you go through an awful lot of moments in that period where you're just losing your shit, you know. And I just think the longer it goes, just the more you're freaking burning out. And it's like, there's a healing period, but it's gone way beyond the healing period. This is a joke. So life's just passing by, and I am just fed up, you know. And then I look at career, and it's like I might as well just go somewhere, destroy my back further because it's my back's the main problem with really with the warehousing stuff I've done in the past. I might as well just go and destroy myself physically and have some freaking money. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of this shit anyway? Because it's not you lose with one hand, you take with the other. It's what it's all about, you know. So you try and do all the best things. You know, it's not like I've been lazy. I've been doing everything I possibly can. But it's sad, isn't it? Like, look at my website, for instance. If anyone's got this bloody file, I don't blame you if you didn't. It's so freaking depressing. Even I'm depressed talking. It's like unreal. But yeah, I've been working on the website. I've made a little note here to say, look, because you see it all the time where people keep making fake profiles and scamming people. And I'm thinking, I don't know if there are fake profiles. I don't particularly go looking. But if it happens, you know, it's like, don't blame me. You've got to think, you know. I don't fall for no shit. Someone reaches out to me, you can guarantee your ass I'm going to do some research on them first, and then I'm going to figure out if that's a legitimate link and all this sort of things, you know. Or I'll reach out to them, like if I know the exact link, I'll say, oh hi, I got a message. Wouldn't that be sensible? Hi, I got a message here. Was that you? Is it really hard to do that rather than just jump and get all excited and reach out to someone just because they've shown you attention if you're not sure? So like if someone is a victim of scamming, then it's like you're gonna have to solve that yourself because it's nothing to do with me. If I'm not involved, it's none of my business. I'm not going down a rabbit hole of shit. It's nothing to do with me. And that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not on social media. So if someone on social media reaches out to you as me, that's obviously not me, is it? So it's nothing to do with me. It's none of my business. It just isn't, is it? How can you go around just accusing people, like saying it's your problem because of this? It's like, how can it possibly be? I didn't do anything. Jesus. So you don't, if people are susceptible to these things, it's their own fault. They could learn to think a bit smarter. It's like, but have it, you know what I mean? Just think for God's sake. Because I hate that where they feel the victim and they think everyone's got to like sort it for them. And it's like, no, you've just got to learn to think properly. You can't just keep thinking that everybody's reaching out all the time. It's crazy. Anyway, so I thought it'd be a good point to promote my YouTube videos, really. Make it a bit more prominent on my website. So it's the first thing people see if they come now. Audio books, I took that off of Audible because actually that's how Audible do it. That's actually pretty cool, isn't it? And then there's just samples of my audiobooks. Then I just mentioned where all some of my work is, like Spotify, Amazon, Apple, YouTube, Google, Audible. Spotify's got the podcast. Um, and like I say, then you've got the books for, you know, sort of spiritual and personal growth section. And then we've got the trauma. And then I've put a new spiritual book coming soon, 2025. Then you've got a couple of my two podcasts. Then you got me just like doing some narrations, really, just showcasing my ability to do narrations. Not saying it's incredible, but then there's me on a forklift just showing the warehouse side of me and me and my daughter. And there's something nice someone said about me a good few years ago. And that's really my little journey there documented. Um, yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of everything, man. If it's one, I think that's the thing. Like, if it's one thing in life, then you can cope with it. If it's something you can do something about, you can deal with it. Because like this, as people can see it, if it was a case of put more work in, of course I've already done that. I've gone above and beyond for years. I've been doing my book since 2019. Actually, it released in 2019, which means I was writing it in 2018. But let's say 2019. I've been doing these, and I've barely got. I have not seen. These have not changed my life, and it's 2025, and I've done a book every year. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. And this year, there's supposed to be another one. Supposed to be another one. I don't know if I can be bothered. I don't know if I've got it in me just to keep doing it. It just seems like I'm hitting a brick wall, you know, because it is sacrifice. And it's incredible hard work. You have to literally push yourself. And believe me, I enjoy it in periods, but it is grueling. It isn't as easy as maybe people think. Although I don't suppose people think it's particularly easy. I don't know. I like the audio book. I like doing it in periods, but even I get fed up. So sometimes it takes me a while just to get my motivation. Again, it comes down to lack of growth with it, you know. So anyway, you got those two. You can't hurry love if you like. I'm just fed up with everyone that's been in my life for the most part. Not every. I don't want to be rude because there's some people that've been supportive and there's things like that. You don't forget that. But in terms of like connections, romantically and things, yeah, everyone's just been a huge letdown in my life. It's reached a point like there's someone I've been like had hold close to my heart for the past 4 years, But even I'm like, it's gone nowhere. It's no point anymore. Like, even if they reach out, I don't think I'm interested. I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to talk to someone for 5 or 6 months. It doesn't even move on. I think when you live in different countries, it's impossible. It's just impossible, and I'm aware of that now. It's like you'd need visas. It cost a fortune. I don't even have the finances. I don't even have the room at home. It's just I don't know. So yeah, I just don't see how that works. To be totally honest, it's just easier just to like say, "Oh, look, it's just it could have done in the past. It could have been beautiful. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So now we all have to just move on and adapt our life accordingly. Um, so like, where does life take you? How long does it take for something to improve? It's like only getting older and older here. Um, and like people might think, well, you still got plenty of time. It's like, yeah, I had plenty of time 8 years ago, but we're still 8 years forward and nothing's really improved. The only thing that's improved is my ability to communicate is enhanced. I was always good at talking anyway. It's just I'm articulate better. So of course I've become stronger in myself. I'm resilient. I can overcome a lot. So there's a lot of growth in me. Of course, if you look at the projects I've done, um, the YouTube channel. So I moved away from TikTok, focused on YouTube. I think it looks far more professional. I'm proud of all that, of course. That's personal growth though. So okay, there's been a lot of personal growth within that period. There hasn't been anything else. Hasn't been anything else. Financially, it's an absolute train wreck. Like, you couldn't meet someone much more poorer than me. Like, I might seem like I'm doing all right at times, and you got this and that, but it's like I'm just scraping by here. This is just a joke. What's the point of living like that? Um, and like love and romance, I'm so picky, it's ridiculous. It's like I can't be in toxic relationships. So in all honesty, I don't have faith that anything's ever going to work. It's just, it is what it is. So in that sense, if it was the point, I can't be asked. I'm giving up, and that's sad because I did my video the other day saying I want to visit these places, visit in places, but sometimes you have to like. It's easy for people to say do these things on your own and lovely, but I'm bored of me. I've been with me. Like I like alone time, and I am someone that's incredibly independent. But I've been independent. I've been alone, like seriously alone for 8 years. Of course, I see people in between, like family members, my daughter, and things like that, in bits and pieces. But if you're talking like in general, for large periods of time, I'm on my own a lot. I don't want to take myself on holiday. That's just keeping it real. Like some people are, like, oh, I'm just going to do all this. I'm going to do this for myself. I don't want to though. I've had enough. It's like with someone, yeah, it'd be so fun, but you can't force things like we just get at the beginning. You can't force connections. You can't force relationships. So yeah, just a huge part of me is just giving up completely. I just can't be asked of anything at the moment. Um, it is a negative video. I actually recorded one, I think yesterday, and I thought, oh, I won't post it because I don't want to bring people down. And then today, I'm just like, this is just not worth it anymore. It's just none of it is. I won't be going back on social media. There's always a pull. Anyone tries to leave something initially, it's always hard, isn't it? There's certain content I like, but I just know even if I like that content, I'm going to get an awful lot of stuff that annoys me. And it's like, I just can't be bothered. And then I just overshare on TikTok, on like social media, like TikTok channels. Because that's another thing we do. We overshare our private life. So I'm oversharing to a point here, but it's not going to be continuous because I'm just not going to post if I've got. I don't know if I'm going to keep posting now. Um, just like if it's not working, I might as well just live a simple life. Just turn the camera off and just go. That's how I feel now. So like I say, there's no guarantee the seventh book's coming. It's like it started. I'm happy with the chapter, but I've already said before about my father's daughter book. There's a third one there, and I've really done half of it. It's already at like 35,000 words. So it only needs obviously a certain amount to finish it. But it's a lot. I said that's never coming out because I'm not enjoying it because it's too personal and it affects her, affects my daughter, and things. So it's like I don't want to go there anymore. So yeah, this book, although it has potential, the new one in the spiritual book, it may not even see the light of day. To be honest, I might change my mind. I don't know, but at the moment, it's like I don't even care anymore. That I genuinely couldn't care less. It's like I'm just more. It's sad, isn't it? Like I'm just more interested now. Let's just finish some games. I've got a big game collection. Might as well just waste life playing them. That's fun. Might as well just do that. You don't have to think too much. Switch your mind off and just play through them. I mean, other people are doing that with their life. Why can't I do that? But anyway, it is a ranty sort of video. And it's not from the point of people owe anything. It's like that's what I said at the start. It's a bit of a tricky one. Do you talk about this sort of thing? And if so, because if someone's low, it might make them lose even more hope. But then I think it's a really important part of being transparent with people, because I think too many people suppress their feelings. They are worried. They don't want to. They don't want to bother people. That's where big part comes. You don't want to. You don't want to bother or upset someone, so you don't say it. And it's like, and then they just like burn up. So like I say, I worked on this today. I'm proud of everything I've done, but I just don't know what more I can do. You could say bring out do another book. Well, what the hell's that kind of difference that going to make? At this point, what's that going to make? It's still going to be another freaking It's going to be another letdown where I can't, because you get your hopes up. You do these things. You think, that's going to change my life. This one's going to make a massive difference. It's definitely going to help people. This is the one that's going to help. Same result as all the others. So you get your hopes up, and then they always get dashed. It's the same way with like connections. You think this person's going to be the best person I've ever met. They're incredible. I have high hopes for this. And then they do things that are just like catastrophic. It's like unreal. Like, I don't want to keep pulling at people, so I'm not going to say put in my private life like how people have let me down, because it just digs at them. If they see the content for any reason, I don't want them to still fit to think, oh look, it's because that'll upset them being jabbed all the time. But I do feel let down by so many people. Sort of no one really checks up on me. No one really invests in me. No one supports really. So they don't promote my work. They don't help me with that. And you think that's quite cruel, Because like if like a family member, for instance, had done anything anywhere near what I've done, I would have supported them and shared with everybody, I'd be so proud of them. Like, so why are people not proud? I mean, they have to ask themselves that. So yeah, I've cut a lot of people off as a consequence, plus for some other reasons as well. But really, that was like the nail in the coffin for me. Don't act like you're supportive when you ain't. I live alone, so there's an awful lot of isolation, and I can cope with it. I know I'm going crazy at the moment. I'm going to getting really petulant, but that's only because I'm a fiery person anyway. I'm quite petulant. I can be. So I can be quite stubborn. So I'll even be stubborn with the universe, if you like. But I can be incredibly anchored down like that. But yeah, like I say, if people are not there, then don't act like you was there later. So yeah, I do hold people accountable. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, to be totally honest. But I just feel like I've given so much of myself for free. That part annoys me a little bit as well, to be honest. Because the whole point is we should be valuing ourselves. And I feel I've given so much for free with no reward. And of course, you want to change the world, so you do that. It is selfless because you do it. It is selfless. I'm not trying to give myself a pat on the back here, but I could have done none of the videos, and I could have just focused on books all the time, because books could potentially make you money in the future. The videos don't make me anything. Well, I wanted to give people a way to look within, like be a mirror to them, show people how to reflect, like whether it's healing something or whether it's giving yourself a pat on the back, because if you see, it's just reflecting, like all the things I haven't got. If you look at your life and you have those things, it's like, don't feel bad for me. Just be like happy with what you got. Then maybe you'll appreciate it more by knowing what the other people don't have and things like that. So like I could have just held it all into books, but I know not everybody can read. There are people that are illiterate or people that just don't enjoy reading. So if I just hold everything I do to the written word, then it alienates people. And I don't want that. I want people to be able to. I want appeal. But I always have a problem with platforms. They don't grow, at least to the rate I want. Um, but you can only do so much for so long. It's a bit like Einstein says. I hate the quote because it's overused. But I think in this instance it does make sense, because it does say it's insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And it's kind of like, exactly. It's going to take a miracle for anything to change. So effectively, I've given it a good go. I've put my heart into everything I've done. I couldn't do more. I don't have it in me to do more. So it's almost like if your best isn't good enough, then it's just not good enough. But it's nothing. I can't do more than I've done. I can't. I could do 100 more videos. They're not going to be any better than the previous ones. They might go in different directions, but in general, they're not going to be better. So why should the next videos get a lot of attention when the ones I've done have had 6 views, 8 views, 10 views? It doesn't matter what platform it goes. I'm always stuck. So in that instance, okay, maybe there'll be different content, but it's still very similar in terms of style and substance. So if you haven't seen results, it's quite insane to think, keep doing it, and the results will change. And it's the same with the books. Now, if you'd only done 1 or 2 books, I would, of course, have a different attitude to that and think, well, sometimes it takes a few books before things pick up. I think by the time you've done 6, you'd say, I think you've done enough books. If it's not going to pick, if it hasn't picked up yet, the odds are quite stacked against you. I'm not saying it's impossible because I feel they deserve to gain attention. But I think the idea that we create 1 more book and that's going to be the thing that tips the scales is quite unrealistic. So, in all honesty, I think if I put everything into it, burn myself out to create, I'm only going to be disappointed in the end. I'll be proud I've done it, and I'll be proud of the book, and I'll get to read it just like everybody else. But I don't think it's going to give me what I want. And likewise, I'm only getting older, so if relationships don't happen like soon, I'm just going to end up giving up altogether. Because I have that in my personality. That's the thing. My personality is like, it's weird because there's a huge part of me that has like a massive heart and I have so much love to give to the right person, I can support them to the end of the earth and inspire them to go after their dreams and give it a go, just because I haven't been successful, I do, doesn't mean I don't think it's important. I think the universe plays games with me, to be totally honest. I think it holds me to a high standard. And I don't say that to be like pedestal shit. I just know they play this with me. It's to, there's a bigger plan for it, but I don't enjoy the journey at all. I don't enjoy the journey. I know they put me through everything others go through because then then it's relatable when someone else goes through it and I can help them and all this shit. And maybe the breakthrough comes in 5 years, but my attitude is, I ain't got a lot left. How much time have I got left? It's not fair. It's just shit. So if they think I'm just gonna like smile while I struggle, you got nothing coming. So like I say, for the right relationship, of course, it would be beautiful. But then there's another side to me that could just be reclusive my whole life. I think you find that with authors anyway. You hear the stories, don't you, where they're quite reclusive, they become antisocial, and I have that potential too. So I have quite a vibrant personality where I can have a lot of fun, but I also have a very reclusive one too. And if I'm left to my own devices and I become too reclusive, because I'm already getting like that, I've already isolated quite heavily now because I've pushed so many people away because I just think they're toxic. I can't be around fake people. I can't be around nasty people. I can't be around people that just gossip all the time. I can't be around people that don't support people. It's just fake. I can't be around. What's the point? Just to have company, you got to put up with horrible people. I can't do that shit. So I'm beginning to lose faith in people. I'm trusting them far less. So stands to reason you're going to spend less time with people. And I'm not going to keep updating people on what I'm doing anymore. So people who just have to guess what I'm doing for the most part. Yeah, I'll just be keeping myself to myself. And like I say, I'll be isolating. And there'll be a day, maybe not, who knows, where maybe someone is interested in dating. And I might look and think, oh, maybe you think, oh, they're beautiful. And they've got a great personality. But nah, it's too late now. I wouldn't want to Because that's the thing. Like, if you get too far, you wouldn't want to be a burden to people. But at the moment, I know I can have a great life. We can go on adventures. We get to, have incredible conversations. It'd be sparks. It'd be a great life. But if it takes too long, I'll just give up entirely. I'll just be like, just find someone who you can have a great life with. I'm just here doing this shit, whatever the hell I'm doing, and I'll just be that weirdo that's just in a log cabin or something, isolated in the freaking woods. Because I have that sort, I have the potential. So I'm, you know, just waiting for time to wrap things up. Really, it's yeah, my personality is a bit strange like that. I'm not trying to be morbid. It's just like literally, I have the potential to be that isolating. Um, But in my opinion, and it's quite a lot. That's why I get so emotional sometimes at home. Because sometimes I get really emotional because I just think like I know I could be like that, and okay. But I think the sad part is I have so much to give. It doesn't make sense. Like the work I do, I can help. I can advocate for people. I can support people. I can help them overcome struggles and things. Because not everybody's going to be stuck like I am, where it doesn't work. I think people they do half the work. I think they will get the results. Like I said, I think I'm held to a different thing by the universe, and it's not fair. This game, this play, it's not fair. So it's not that I don't have the answers. I just don't have the answers for me because there is no answer. It's all timing, and it's like I'm sick of the timing of it all. So you've got that, and then I think relationship wise, I think there's a lot of toxic people out there. A lot of people who are narcissistic. I think there's a lot of people who are not supportive. I think there's a lot of people who are abusive. But I know as a partner, I could be a great partner, and I think I'll make someone really happy if the universe could just hurry up and give me someone, and give me to them as well. That'd be nice because it's just such a waste. So effectively, I'm just fed up with all the potential there, it not being utilized, and it's like I can't be bothered to just keep putting myself out there anymore. So yeah, I feel myself shutting down. Hence part of the frustration with social media, and I've just took that away. And I'm like, even if I feel the urge to open it because I want it, I've deleted the app. I'm not going back and doing all that shit again. I'm not doing it. Um, and while my mood's down, there's no way I'm making videos while I don't want to swear, but you know, I won't be. I don't want to do videos like that. But my mood can fluctuate. I wouldn't. People might think it's bipolar. It's not bipolar at all. I know what it is. It's just it really comes down to intelligence becomes your biggest downfall. So it's not mood swings. It's just calculating life and realizing just how much is stagnant. Um, and the fact that you don't even have power to do anything about it. There's literally no more I can do. I don't know. I'm out of options with it. Anyway, that's just me being vulnerable and sharing really the crisis that is life. There's no straight answer to it because I'm not someone that you can put in a box and just like it's one solution works with me. It's just I'm a bit different. So like I'm lonely, but I'm not desperate for the wrong company. I'm not someone that wants like I'm not a party sort of person. I'm not someone that needs a massive load of people around me. If you're comfortable with them and they're like familiar and you like them, then I think that's different. But for the most people, point if you had a group of maybe 10 people, there's usually one or two who ruin it for everyone. There's usually one or two that people don't really trust. They gossip behind you. But there's always this shit. It's never like a good group of 10 people. It just doesn't happen. So then if you've got like 20, 30 people, full well the half the group likes each other, half the group don't. What's the point of that dynamic? I don't need that crap. So I just want a very, very small group where I feel comfortable and you trust each other and it's effortless and it's like it flows. That's all I want. So it's not about just people randomly reach out and just say, people, we appreciate you and all that. I'm not. It's not what I mean. Um, it's nice to know you're making a difference in the world. But at this point, I need to see growth in my own life too. Because a lot of the time it was about that, and it's how I felt. Like I wanted to see the impact I'm having on people because that's important for us. But effectively, there's also a balance to be said about like I'd love to see people happy, and I'd love to see the things I do inspire people and it helps them. But at the same time, I would also like some of the nice things for me too. It'd be nice if the universe could be fair here. You know what I mean? Like my life has to be miserable to uplift everybody else's life. That doesn't make sense. Why? That's the challenge to them now is why. Oh, look, times 144 now. That's incredible. So 144 is the number of chosen. When they say they're chosen, that come here, they have a hard freaking life. People that are spiritual and they understand the community, they get that number. But hearing me, they probably get it even further. But yeah. So anyway, so the foreseeable future, I'm probably going to just destroy my back, go back into work somewhere just to get some money because I might as well do that than sit around doing nothing. Um, why not? And yeah, it's like who gives a shit anymore? So and then I'll probably just invest that money in trivial shit because what's the point? So I'll try to just amass more video games because why not? And um, that'd be probably how I'm spending the next year or so. What a waste of life. But what more can we do really? Um, and all you've had is disappointments and nothing works out there. You might as well just do something that at least brings you some joy, even if it's just distracting joy. Because like I could play games forever, to be honest. And it's like I don't always say like I say that I'd rather be doing something more productive sometimes. I'd rather spend time with someone who I mean, I'd rather just be in love, rather have a relationship, and then still have the games you can play like because everyone likes entertainment. But I would never let something like that destroy a relationship, for instance. So I think that I just miss the company of someone special. And I think that's really important because I think you see it all the time. Got to be comfortable on your own. Shouldn't put all the weight on the expectation on someone else. No, but I think after such a long period, I think the idea that you travel the world alone forever, I think is quite sad. I don't think that's normal. I think there's a level of independence, of course, but no, I don't think you. I don't. You can be happy in your own company. I don't think you can be truly happy alone. You can't. But then I sometimes I think like that. But then sometimes I think, right. But if you, because I think it's so insufferable, Then I think to myself, but if you was with the wrong person, you'd feel even more lonely. I'm like, yeah, you'd be even more lonely if you're with the wrong person for sure. But it doesn't mean you don't feel alone. I'm aware, me being down a negative spiral, it doesn't make you very desirable because it doesn't. Negativity is not a desirable characteristic. I don't like it either. Um, But again, I could have not done the video and then just left it there. But I do think there's a level of, I think it's like everything I do, it's authentic. It's just transparency. I think it's important because there might be someone going through something similar, and it's like, yeah, I feel that way. Then they know they're not alone. Um, Answers are not always simple. I think sometimes it's down to the individual. All you can do is look at what someone does with their life, what choices they've made. Um, and then you can maybe figure out if there's something they can do about it, or whether you're just going to have to just have, unfortunately, patience for the wheels to change. Because I think if there's room for growth, then grow. If you've done everything you can, you're being absolutely transparent and honest about that journey, and it hasn't worked yet. All you can do is say, well, if you continue doing the things you should be doing, then it should eventually work out for you because you've put yourself in the best possible place for a breakthrough to occur, which is all well and beautiful. But like I said, with my journey, because it's been 8 years, it's like I'm not holding out much faith. Like I've used my tarot cards and they tell me all beautiful things, but sometimes I do get contradictions as well. Um, and even so, I don't always. Like, I believe in back of my mind, deep down, I believe. But in my present situation, my mind just gets so fed up. I don't even care now. bit like what I said, if an offer comes at the wrong time, I don't even care because I'll be so fed up that the universe took so long. It's like, it's your own fault. You took so long. You shouldn't have pissed about with me. The justice thing plays a huge part in my life. And I hold the universe accountable just as much as everybody else. Now, I understand our souls agreed to this contract of life, the cycles. Because the thing is, as well, I say this a lot about soulmates in general. Like, let's say you're soulmate and you've done all the work. What's to say the other person's done all the work? So there's me saying, for instance, you've got like a connection you're waiting for. And I've done it. I've rapidly ascended. I've grown, I've grown, I've grown, I've grown. I expect to meet my person now. The universe should sort it out. Well, problem is the other person has to be growing too, and they have to be ready. Some people just take freaking ages. So I don't think all connections work, especially in my case, because I'm of the mindset if it takes too long, then I've just outgrown it. I've given up. Once I shut down, I'm like a freaking robot. It's like you turn the battery off. I'm not to put it back on. Just I just give up because I can just rest. I can rest easy now, and I did the best I can. You know, if I'm not trying to be morbid. Let's say like naturally, I'd never do anything to myself, but let's say it was a natural end. It's like fine. I wouldn't be like, oh crap, I wish I'd done this. I've done the best I can. I couldn't move it. I couldn't push anything else. You can't force love. There'll be a regret in this. There might be like not even a deep regret because I couldn't do anything about it. But there might be like a thing in the back of your mind, like I wish I'd got married. I wish I'd had met someone. These are wishes, but in my mind, it's like these are things that I couldn't do anything about. So maybe it's a regret you didn't have that experience, but you can't regret something. You can't have a regret that you blame yourself for, if you like, because it's like something you did have no control over. So I don't have any regrets of actions I've done in my life and the choices I've taken or anything like that. I have no regrets because I've done the best I can with the hand dealt. I couldn't have done more. So you can't. And I think that's it. Once you've done that, there's nothing more you can do, you know? So I say, I'm not going to keep beating myself up and forcing myself to do this, to do that. And it's like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted, or I feel so pressured to do this. I'm taking all the pressure off. I'm going to get fed up with myself every day because I'm so fed up in general. Like everything's lost meaning now. I don't even care. I like watching sports. I can't even give a shit about sports. In the end, you just look at it from a basic level. You narrow it down to the basic form, and it's just competition. But in the end, who gives a shit who wins and loses? In the end, what does it matter? It's all pointless. Once you start going down that path, everything loses meaning. I kid you not. There's nothing. There's no point to anything in the end. Once you start really tearing it apart. But problem is that's where I'm getting. So it's like, oh, I can't even be asked for this. That's pointless. That's pointless. That's pointless. Even the jobs you do, you know, it's like, what's that's pointless? That just burns you out. Effectively, let's say you want a holiday and you're going, oh, I really want to go on holiday. I really want a holiday. All right, so I'm going to have to do this job I absolutely hate so I can have a holiday. But it's like, look, and then by the time you have the holiday, look how much you've had to freaking kick your own ass and be that miserable for long, huge periods just to have a very short window of having something you actually wanted. The balance in life is terrible. It really is. I don't want to go on a huge tangent of negativity, and I've already gone on long enough here. Oh, I probably won't post this one either. This is probably just me ranting to myself yet again. If I post it, believe me, I've had to think about it because even I don't like this version of me at all.